All right, guys, we're just going to wait a little bit, and then we're going to start this thing. Appreciate you guys tuning in for a stream that I did not think I would be doing. I did not think I'd be doing this stream. You told me 48 hours ago that I'd be doing this sort of celebratory stream. Never would have thought. Never in a million years would have thought. So we're just going to hold off a little bit, and then we'll start this thing. Appreciate you guys tuning in. As a reminder, we do have the Michigan game against Purdue later tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern, and we should have the UCLA game as well at 11 o'clock. But we are going to just give it a few more seconds to get everyone in. I'm going to do basically how I did the Jaguar rant recap after the on Sunday nights. We're going to start it like that. I'm just going to give my unscripted take on everything that's happened with this, and then we'll go from there. So I'll get my unscripted thing. I'll put it on JG9 News afterwards. So we'll get the thesis and stuff out of the way first, and then we'll get to everything taking place in the chat, and we'll get to all that fun stuff. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Frank, be with you, man, with you as well. And if you haven't seen today's video, click that link above. Is going to be about the 1996 NFC Championship as our scheduling controversy. So the JG9 News vid. Yes, so I'm going to record it right now. I'm literally going to, how I did the Jaguar rant recap, we're going to do that right now. Unscripted, unfiltered. We're going to do that, and then we'll get to everything that's going on in the chat. So give me, let's wait just a few minutes to get everyone in, and then we'll be good to go. Yeah, and the Raiders, obviously. Raiders getting Carroll. That's an interesting hire. I did not think he'd get a job this cycle. In the mid-70s. In mid-70s. But it's a good move. It's a good move. It's a good move, I think. I think just seen a fresh start. Yeah, hallelujah, baby. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right. Let's do the JG9 News thing right now. Let's do the really early on, and then we'll get to any questions in the chat. So we're going to do this, and we're going to talk about Slowick getting fired after I do this. But thoughts on Slowick getting fired? I mean, he had to get fired. The offense regressed. Everyone regressed. CJ Stroud regressed. The play calling was bad. You have to fire him. You had to fire him at that point. And then we'll talk about the Bucs and their hatred of Coen. We'll talk about the snake element. We'll talk about all that. We're going to talk about everything. But phone that, do you think that's a good hire? Yes or no? Right now, most of you seem to think it's a very good hire. I would agree with you on that. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. So let's do this. So again, this one's just going to be just regular old JG9 News. Just how I did the Jaguar rant recaps. We're going to start off for like 10 minutes. Just do that. Get everything out of the way. And then we will go from there. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's do this. This is a brand new era in Jacksonville. This is the first time in maybe forever that I have felt this much hope as a Jags fan about the direction of the franchise. 48 hours ago, I thought this was the worst run organization in sports. You lost out on your guys, just like you did the last cycle, because you were insistent on keeping Trent Baalke. You lost out on everyone. And 48 hours later, you get your guy and you fire Baalke. This is the first time since 2013 that we have a fresh start. This is the first time. There is no stench from the old regime. The head coach is gone. The GM is gone. This is what I wanted for years. A complete rebuild. A completely new start. Get rid of every stench from the previous regime. We haven't had that in a decade, despite the fact that this team has not really been that good over that stretch. And now you get Liam Coen, one of my top guys. It was 1A and 1B with Ben Johnson. You get a guy that ran a phenomenal offense in Tampa. The way he used the running backs and the blocking, phenomenal. I mean, blocking-wise, Tampa was phenomenal this year. He can use Etienne and Bigsby, a very good rotation there. I'm excited about Liam Coen. I'm very, very excited about Liam Coen being the next head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. The process to get there was very bizarre. It was very, very bizarre. I would dare I say the most bizarre head coaching search in NFL history. And I don't say that lightly. You had a guy that said no, They fire the GM, and then he has to say no again, and he visits Jacksonville in secret and ghosts the Bucks and everything. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the way Coen handled this. We're going to talk about whether he's a snake or not. We're going to talk about all that in just a second. But this was the right move. You get a young play caller from the McVay tree. You get a guy that can work with Trevor, a guy that Trevor is really high on, and he gets to pick as a GM. And it's looking like Cunningham from the Bears, who worked under Ozzie Newsome in Baltimore, worked under Roseman in Philly. I mean, this is a guy that has climbed the ladder with some very good regimes, and a guy that he could be the next GM. That's what the rumor is. That's going to be Cunningham, which I would be pretty happy about. I'd be pretty happy about it. He's near the top of my list alongside Agnew, so whatever happens there happens. But to get Liam Coen is, for the first time, it feels like we're not settling. This is the first time that the Jaguars feel like they're not settling for someone. We settled for Doug Peterson. Peterson was the first guy the Jags interviewed after Urban Meyer got fired. He was the very first guy they interviewed. Then they didn't interview him for another 7 weeks because they wanted to look at other candidates and wanted Byron Leftwich. And then Leftwich got to the negotiating table and said, I want to bring in Adrian Wilson as my GM. I don't want to work with Trent Baalke. Oddly enough, a buck so say. So irony in all that, how basically Uno reverse card there. But we had to settle for him. Doug Marrone felt like a settle. Doug Marrone felt like a massive settle. This is the first time in a while that it doesn't feel like the Jags are settling. They got a guy that's well respected. They got a guy that's been climbing the ladder. They got a young mind that seems to know what he's doing. And I'm really, really happy about that. This is one of the first hires the Jags have made where I don't really have too many qualms about it. Even Urban Meyer was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. He's a winner, but let's see what the heck happens. Marrone I was not happy about. Pearson was not happy about. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've had this much hope as a Jags fan in 2 decades supporting the team. This is a new start. This is a new start. Now, the way that Coen left, let's talk about that. On one hand, you can make the argument, highly unprofessional. Highly unprofessional. To ghost your employer and all that, you can make the argument. Having said that, you look at the stipulation for the contract. Coen was going to be the highest paid OC in the NFL, or one of them at least. He was going to be one of the highest paid offensive coordinators in football. That was contingent on staying in Tampa and not taking an interview. So he couldn't walk back in the building. This is for like an $8 million pay raise. If you walk back in the building and you don't get the job, you're now out $8 million per year. Going with an organization that, if the offense stinks this year, would have fired you. Just like Bobby Slowick with the Texans. Just like Byron Leftwich, he was the hot name, got canned 1 year later. The Bucs have had a history. Teams have had a history. Coordinator doesn't do well, you fire the guy after a year. So if he doesn't get the Jags job, he is now out that massive contract. He had to do it in secret. He had to do it in secret. You can argue about the professionalism and whatnot, but he had to do it in secret because of that stipulation. If that stipulation was not in there, yeah, I would say unprofessional. I would say very unprofessional. But because the Bucs said, we'll give you this contract as long as you don't walk back in the building, and it's for a promotion, I feel like most of us, if we could get away with it in secret, would have done the exact same thing. I can't exactly blame Coen for the way he left at all. I really can't. Because when you look at how Coen left the Buccaneers, is there someone knocking for some reason? I'm not sure what exactly is going on. But if you look at how Coen left the Buccaneers, again, it was contingent on not interviewing in Jacksonville. It was contingent on not taking an interview. Which, I mean, to block a guy from trying to get promotion elsewhere, when you don't even have a contract, it's not like Coen broke his contract. It's not like Coen signed the contract and then did the thing in secrecy. He did what you're allowed to do, which is get a promotion from OC to head coach somewhere else. And he did it without having signed a new contract that would have made him the highest paid OC. There was no agreement. There was no agreement in Tampa. Until the ink is dry, there is no agreement. There is no agreement whatsoever. So you can make the argument that what Coen did was wrong. But this is not like a Josh McDaniels situation. Not at all. This is not like a situation where there's no material change. There is a clear material change. Coen gets to be his own boss, gets triple his salary, and all he had to do was go in secret. If he didn't go in secret, that's all off the table, and he might be stuck in Tampa making the same salary that he was making. It'd be different if he signed a contract, but he hadn't signed a contract yet in Tampa. Verbal agreements, we all know, they mean nothing. Verbal agreements are not even enforceable past a certain point. Verbal agreements are not enforceable past a certain point. Definitely not for $4 million. This is not like a Josh McDaniels situation whatsoever. So I don't really have a problem with what Coen did. We've seen this game many times before in the college ranks. We've seen it even in the NFL. Look, we saw it with Byron Leftwich when he wanted to come to Jacksonville. Then he decided there was a material change, even though there really wasn't with that. This is just part of it. It's just part of it. There was a material situation that changed. He wanted to go from OC to head coach. He got the opportunity to do so. So I think in that regard, the hate is a bit overblown for Liam Coen. I think the hate will die down once people realize, okay, what would you have done? An $8 million pay raise versus potentially getting a lesser salary if you take this interview and you don't get the job. This was just a man looking out for himself, looking out for his family, and he had to do it in secret. Again, if he didn't have to do it in secret, that stipulation wasn't there, completely different story. But the fact that it had to be done in secret, I really can't blame the guy for doing what he did. I really cannot blame the guy for doing what he did. Having said that, I'm happy that Coen's in Jacksonville, even if it took a weird way to get there. It took a very, very weird path to get there. Jags got their guy. A guy that has been phenomenal offensively in Tampa. A guy that is a very good play caller and should be calling the plays. I don't know what staff he's going to build, but should be a pretty decent staff in all likelihood. I'm fingers crossed on that. And we have a new start. This is a new start. It's a new era in Jacksonville. No more same old Jags. This is a brand new era. The previous stench is gone. In a 48-hour stretch, the Jags went from the most hopeless franchise in football to, okay, we got something here. We got something here. And again, it took a weird way to get there, but I'm really happy with how, with the end result at least. With the end result, I'm happy with what happened. And hopefully Coen can win some games and take this team back to the glory days of the 90s. Give him some consistency. Got the coach, new GM, whoever that's going to be. Let's ride. Let's ride. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got in here. Let's see what we got. I'm happy with unethical. He didn't lie. The thing with Coen, again, there was no agreement. He didn't sign the contract. He didn't sign the contract. If you don't sign a contract, there's no agreement. If you don't sign a contract, there's no agreement. That's not how this works. Come on with her justified for tampering? How can you be fined for tampering? How can you possibly be fined for tampering? How can you possibly be fined for tampering? Because again, you were getting the they follow the NFL rules. The NFL rules say you go from offense coordinator to head coach. You don't need to get permission for that. Don't get permission. Kill with the 40. Holy cow, man. Holy cow. Appreciate you. Holy cow. Thoughts on former Dallas Cowboys running back Tashard Choice from 2008 to 2011. You know, Choice was an interesting back. Choice was obviously you had McFadden back then, or not McFadden, you had Felix Jones back then. You had some decent backs. Choice was he was a decent number 2. He was a decent number 2. Not the fastest guy in the world, but he was a decent number 2. And, Felix Jones, I think injuries a little bit because Felix Jones could play. Marion Barber, there were a lot of solid running backs back in the day in the late 2000s, early 2010s for the Cowboys. You had DeMarco Murray, obviously, Tashard Choice, Marion Barber, rest in peace to him, Felix Jones. You had some guys. That were just not necessarily top 10 in football, though Murray was in 2014, but very consistent backs you could feed the rock to that were just solid. Just solid all the way around. Appreciate you, Caleb. Oh, also, which game do you want for you to make the call, guys? Which game do you want? Duke, Wake Forest, Baylor, Utah, or Clemson, Vodtech? This is for tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, the thing about Coen with his son. So it turns out that was true. Turns out the Coen thing with his son was true. His wife actually said, she set the record straight today. And it's been confirmed. It's been confirmed with Coen. So the whole thing about the son, that was true. I'll give you the exact tweet. It's an autoimmune disease. It was an autoimmune disease. So that actually is true. That is true. Want to say welcome to JJ? I don't do that for like the rants and stuff. You want Clemson Vodtech? Get you on Clemson Vodtech. Caleb, which game do you want? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. It was an autoimmune disease. So it was actually a serious thing. And apparently they met Wednesday night. So they were there Thursday. So Thursday he was with his son. The lawyers were hashing out the deal. Wednesday was the meeting. Apparently Wednesday night was the meeting. Tell me the only reason Khan didn't try to sign Coen early is because he had Hack and Bulky. Someone says San Fran warned you about Bulky. Yeah, it's almost like everyone warned everyone about Bulky. It's almost like everyone warned you about Bulky. And it finally took Khan all these years to listen with that. Only took that much. We still game at 11 o'clock? I think so. Some point, he clearly skipped out the Ducks point, went to Jacksonville interview yesterday. I think the interview was Wednesday. I've seen conflicting reports about Wednesday or Thursday. I've seen conflicting stuff that had happened Wednesday in secret, and Thursday he was at the hospital. From what Jordan Schultz said, I listened to the herd. Jordan Schultz said that it was the interview happened Wednesday. Thoughts on Pete to Vegas? I think it's a good move. I think it's a really good move. I think Pete's a solid head coach. You actually have like a veteran leader in there that knows what he's doing. And obviously we have to see what kind of stuff he builds offensively. I'm not sure he's necessarily the best guy for that. But I think you're going to get a team that is at least coached well, which is more like I say about McDaniels and Pierce. Con woke up, record prediction for next year, I'd say 9-8. Yeah, Con woke up. Good job, everyone woken up. He was in Jacksonville. Right, last night, last night, last night said he was in Tampa. Last night said he was in Tampa. The lawyers were in Jacksonville hashing it out. Coen was, again, there's been like 10,000 conflicting reports about everything. But from what it seems like according to Jordan Schultz, appreciate you, Josh, what it seems like according to Jordan Schultz, the meeting took place Wednesday in secret after they fired Bulky. Thursday, Coen was back in Tampa with his son, and the lawyers were in Jacksonville hashing it out. I've seen like 10,000 different reports, but that seems like the consensus from what I've seen. Because you also saw that Saleh was taking a flight, then someone else said he's not taking a flight. Saleh's DC, I think he's going back to San Fran. How long is Coen stay in Jacksonville? Well, here's the thing with Jacksonville. It's basically a lifetime contract. Jacksonville is basically, as long as you are a good person. Now, obviously, I know Cujo will disagree with you on that with being a good person. But as long as you don't tick off the owner, you have an unlimited leash. It's a 5-year contract. If Trevor Lawrence and BJ stay healthy all season, I see him as 9-8. Yeah. Look, one of the things with what was it going with that? With the Jaguars. One of the things with the Jaguars. Usually one of the ways that you can tell if a team's going to be good or not the next year is how often they win and lose one-possession games. What's their record in one-score games? And the Jaguars were awful in one-score games. They were awful in one-score games this past year. And it wasn't like garbage time where it was like, okay, they made a one-score game, but it was awful. Coen will backstep Con's obvious. I don't think he will. I don't think he would. Because now he's got the position he wants. Yeah, if Cohen's 39, so it actually makes good to have the job for as long as Belichick. Yeah. Like the Dolphins game, one-score game, could have won that one. Browns game, same thing, one score. Texans game, that came down to the final drive. Just had to get a stop on the Texans on the final drive. Couldn't do that. Packers came down to the final drive. Eagles came down to the final drive. Vikings came down to the final drive. The Texans came down to a defensive stop. The Jets game came down to the final drive. The Colts game went to overtime. That's 9 games. That's 9 one-score games. Oh, wait, I didn't even count the Raiders. Raiders came down to the final drive. That's 10 one-score games. That's 10 one-score games. The Jaguars lost 13 games last year. But 10 of those games were by one score. This is a team that's close. This is a team that is close. Come on with the tour. Detroit, Buffalo, Philly, Rams, Philly, Washington, Week 11. We're in true one score. Yeah. So there's a difference between one score and true one score. One score where it's like, okay, you're down by 15 with 30 seconds left. Like, that doesn't count. And then you score a garbage time touchdown. That doesn't count. Those games the Jags lost, all of them came down to, like, the final play. Jags Eagles should never have been one score. Yeah, that was like a weird stretch. There was like the Jags played crap, and then like there was like a 30-second stretch where the Jags just surged back. That was a weird one. Dave Craig, Dave Brown, Hall of Fame, no chance, and definitely no chance. And definitely no chance. But appreciate you, Mana. I'll get you on the VOD Tech game. And I don't think we have anything with Caleb, so I'm just going to split that 40 down the middle. So appreciate you, Caleb. You always give out holiday donations. I really appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you. Always fun to see you on stream, man. Always fun to see you on stream. Vikings for the wildcard game, probably Daniel Jones doesn't get that massive contract. Daniel Jones does not get a massive contract. I don't think so. But like all the Jags teams that were one score, yeah, Bears also been one score game. Yeah, a lot of that was coaching. Because Eberflus and Brown made some really dumb decisions in that one. Really, really dumb decisions. Who makes Hall of Fame in 25? Ooh. All right, let me look at the finals again. I'm going to do a video on JG9 News about that. I'm going to do a video on JG9 News. I'm trying to remember who the final 10 was. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to say Eli, Kuechly, Gates, Allen, Anderson. And there it is! There it is! He did say, if we hired Coen, 50 memberships are being given out. He did say it. There it is, folks. Holy cow. There it is. Who's got these memberships? 50 of them coming your way. Brian, Shadow Demon, Victus, Michael, Kyle, Nolan, Mint, Christian, Diggity, Jay, Chris, Tom, Ice Truck, Uncle Javi, Coleman, D Blues, Charles, Lawrence, Freddie and Foxy, Mark, Hi, Firewalker, BB Wyatt, D Lawson, Absolute Doink, Davey, Kyle P, Cut Off Hair, Mole Club, Hobie-Wan, Volcano, Zenith, Queen, Sinister, Cash, One Infinite, Connor, Sean, Midnight Mike, Spiders, Pete, Matt, Shane, Tim, Fred. Holy cow. Josh, Dat One, Seardu, Shiny, Sam. I've lost count. I don't know if that's the end. Oh my goodness. As members, guys, you get a lot of cool perks. Your name at the end of each video, members-only Q&A streams, and you get to use emojis in the chat. To the 50 new members, appreciate you guys a ton. He did say yesterday, yeah, no, they're real. They're real. I recognize a lot of them. I recognize a fair amount. I recognize Volcano, recognize Zenith, Doink, D. Lawson, Coleman. I recognize a lot of these guys. Diggity. I recognize Michael Bruno. I recognize a lot of these. 50 memberships. Holy cow. Whoo-wee. Thank you. Oh my goodness. It happened. 50 memberships to celebrate Coen going to the Jaguars. Ever streamed a Gonzaga game? Yeah, so here's the thing. Gonzaga, I've never streamed the game, but we could do one on Tuesday. That'll be you make the call. Yeah, which game do you want? That's the big question. Which game do you want? Do you think we'll make the tournament? The Oregon State game is going to be big. If you don't beat Oregon State, you're on the bubble. You beat Oregon State, you're fine. You don't beat Oregon State, you're on the bubble. Which game do you want? If you want to hop on stream, too. We'll set it up. Monk and Surfer always has been a head coach at a level, so what happens to clock managers Hackett, Saturday, and Eberflus in a blender? That would be a problem. But you gotta take that chance. Membership is just completely random. How's it going, Holmes? Welcome in. Brown gear for Little Rare. We're not doing brown, I think. Split among all three. All right, we're gonna split among all three. Hooey. We're gonna split it among all three games. All right. Let's do this now. Split it among all three games. 96. Hundo. Wow. Worst coach kind of ever? Just in terms of like at the time, no one knew it was gonna be good. Pat Shermer, no one thought that was gonna be a good hire. David Coley was another one. It's like, who thought this was gonna be good? You're going to that game? Sweet. Yeah, no, it should be a good one. Yeah, if you don't beat Oregon State, I would say now you're on the bubble. If you beat Oregon State, you're gonna be okay. Obviously, the 2 straight losses doesn't help, but we could do that game. Tuesday night. That'll be you make the call option. We have a lot of make the call options coming in. Johnson versus Salim will be like Reed versus Sprouting 2013. Hire the wrong guy. Could be like that. Could be. I wanted Andy Reid. I think a lot of us want Andy Reid. Yeah, Jeff Saturday. Yeah, that move made no sense. All right, hang on. We're gonna get on stream. Hang on. Zoom works the best. So give me a second, guys. We're gonna set this up. Hang on. We're gonna set this up. Bucks lose a lot of guys and may regrets. They could. The thing is that, I don't know, with the offense corner hire, I'm not sure how many times you can get it right. I mean, we saw what happened with the Titans. You got it right with Arthur Smith and LaFleur. And then you lost both those guys. And eventually you had to settle on Todd Downing. And at that point, that didn't work out. So I'm not sure how many more times Bulls can get it right necessarily. All right, yeah, we're going to get this set up. We're going to have Dr. George coming in. Going to have Dad on stream to break this down as well. This is basically this is the happiest you'll see me for this is the happiest I've been since 27-0. St. Mary's game. Yeah, we did a St. Mary's game. We did a St. Mary's game against UTSA. We did that one. As long as casting 6-0, nothing will change. Yeah, at least the thing with the problem with the Bears, again, I don't know about polls. I just think polls not necessarily the best GM out there right now. All right. So let me send out a Zoom link. Hang on. Wait, I have to figure out it. Okay. All right. We're setting this up. Great hire for the Jags. I think so too. Offensive mind. His blocking schemes are great. His running schemes are great. I am like, you talk about getting the most out of Big Sweet and ETN. This guy get the most out of Big Sweet and ETN. I think Coen fits the Jags offense in Trevor's game better than Johnson does. It's not to say Johnson was a worse OC. it's not to say that Johnson would be a worse hire, but I think in terms of how it fits the offense, I think that helps a ton. And the way, like, you can use BTJ the way you use Mike Evans. Tik Tok why? I mean, sort of, but also not his fault. Right, Coen gave his roots to the Jags, why they turned down, and then Schott fixed the issue. Yeah, exactly. He fixed the issue, and then the Bucs put in the contract they didn't sign that we're not going to give you that money if you take the Jags interview. Jags, that's true. I think they would have won. Hang on. All right. I think my dad sent it to my other email, but that's okay. Here we go. Let's get this set up. We're going to do this. All right. In one quick second, guys. Let's say whether Poles is a good GM or not. I mean, the fact they had a third-round pick that didn't do anything is a really bad sign. Hang on. Give me one quick second. Let me get this all loaded in. Hang on, guys. Sorry about that. Obviously. Wow, that's very big. Hang on. Timeout. That should not be happening. Give me a second, guys. Let me get the screen set up. Okay, there we go. I think now it's adjusted. All right. There we go. Okay. Let me get the Zoom thing loaded in. Let's go screen capture. Window capture. Zoom. Is it Workplace? Nope, not Zoom Workplace. Zoom Meeting. Get that load. Wait, why is it? Wait, timeout. Why can't Zoom not go in? Wait, why? Okay, wait. Maybe display capture. Hang on. Maybe display capture. That's probably going to be the one. It's probably display capture. Hang on. One quick second. Let's go with display capture. Wait, application. Maybe application capture. Zoom. Hang on, guys. One quick second. Just got to get this all situated. Sorry about this, guys. Well, that is big. Hang on. That's not right. Display capture? Let's start display capture. All right. One quick second. We'll get this loaded in. Do that. Display capture. We will do let's do it like that. Should work. Hang on. That does not look great. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Was he telling the truth about the sun? Yes, he was. Now let's just do it like this. Instead. Let's do it like this. Hang on. Display. All right. There we go. All right, we should be good.
Are we good? Can you hear me?
Yep, we're good.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We are good. Yes.
Oh
yes,
my goodness! This is our first time speaking, everyone. Colin and I, we haven't had a chance to speak since Coen's been hired. This is the greatest day I can remember since the AFC Championship game and the Chargers game.
Yeah.
That's where I put this, right up there in my top 3 of things. This has been arguably, I don't know how you feel, the most chaotic 24 to 48 hours I ever remember in Jaguar history.
It's up there. It probably
really
is. Probably is.
It really
besides, like, Weaver selling the team, but other than that, I mean.
Right. Because 2 nights ago, I never heard you sound more low.
Yeah.
You would never sound more depressed, and you've been depressed with the Jaguars. I mean, we have had bad nights in terms of games. I mean, it's been bad. But that when I spoke with you, I was like, oh my goodness, he is like hopeless. He thinks this is never going to end.
No.
And then literally yesterday, I get the text from you, Cone's in Jacksonville, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. So, I mean, and you had said from the start, this is not I should let everybody know. Jaguar Gator 9 said from the start, it's Johnson and Coen, 1A, 1B. That was the language, 1A, 1B. I'll take either.
Yep.
So this is a big deal. This is a super big deal. So how are you feeling?
Feeling good. I mean, 48 hours, everything changed. I mean,
Right.
Everything changed completely. Everything, like, the stench is gone. The stench is it's gone.
Right.
It's a new start. It's a new start for the first time ever, really.
Right. Because what's so interesting is if I had said to you 2.5 weeks ago, okay, we're going to fire Peterson, we're going to fire Balky, and we're going to get Coen, you would have said, that's my dream. My dream. And then everything went south, and now we're sitting here tonight on a Friday night with no Peterson, no Balky, Coen, and now I'm assuming Coen will have a big say in being the GM.
Yeah, it's probably the favorite right now, according to Dilla, who called everything. The favorite is Ian Cunningham, the assistant GM in Chicago, who worked under Ozzie Newsome in Baltimore for a decade, and then worked under Howie Roseman for about half a decade. In Philly.
What happened to that Spyak guy?
He's in Vegas. He took the job in Vegas.
Oh, he did take the job.
He took the job. Yeah.
Oh,
he tried on that one.
He took it. Okay.
He tried on that one.
Right.
Yeah. So we can't get him, but it's.
Right.
I'm guessing it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Cunningham. I think it's gonna be Cunningham.
Yeah. Which again, to me, we have our coach.
Yep.
Now, tell me what you heard about Coen and the play calling, because if he's a Sean McVay disciple,
yes,
McVay calls the plays, even though there is an OC. So,
well,
what do we know?
He was with the Rams, and then he left the Rams to go to Kentucky because he wanted to call plays.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, I'm not going to be able to call plays on McVay, so let me leave to get some experience about calling plays.
Right.
And then he went back afterwards, and he made Will Levis look like a draftable quarterback.
Right.
I mean, he was there when Will Levis was lining it up.
Wow.
Which tells you a lot.
It tells you, it actually does tell you.
Tells you a lot. So then he went back to the Rams, and then in Tampa, I mean, they had like one of the best seasons ever offensively. I mean, they were top 5 everything, even with Evans being hurt for a bit and Godwin being out for the season.
Right.
And Godwin's a free agent. The interesting thing is that Godwin's a free agent.
Chris Godwin's a free agent?
He's a free agent. And there is
Whoa.
You have to wonder, because obviously Gabe Davis has been a bust.
Oh.
Christian Kirk, I'm not sure if he's going to be coming back.
I really like Christian Kirk, but I can't bank on Christian Kirk because he's just injuries. I can't have him be my number 2, or even the thought of being the 2. You've got to get someone in there with Thomas.
You could have Washington play the slot. I mean, you could have Parker Washington play the slot. He's more than okay to play the slot.
Parker Washington has gotten a lot better.
Yeah. It's like if you get Godwin, you get rid of Kirk, you sign Godwin, you make Washington the slot, and then you have Thomas, Godwin, Washington.
Yeah. Right. See, I don't know if you get rid of Kirk
salary
because he's still good.
Right. It's more salary.
Well, yeah. I mean, no one's going to take him. He's too much money.
Yeah.
They're not going to pick up that salary.
Yeah. In terms of like cap. Yeah. In terms of, you might have to cut him.
But Kirk, because Kirk can play. But after the injury, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
2 season-ending injuries in 2 years.
I know, in 2 years. It's true.
But like, there is a chance. True. I mean, you could potentially... Because if you get Godwin now, in that offense, you get Thomas and Godwin as your 1-2. I mean, that's one of the best receiving duos in football.
Yeah. So, now what do you know about Coen in terms of his play call relative from Baker to Trevor? Like, what are we looking at?
They're very similar quarterbacks. I mean, Baker and Trevor play very similarly in terms of...
Very.
Yeah, like, that's why I said, like, in terms of, like, I like Ben Johnson a lot. I would be happy if he was in Jacksonville. But the play style, like, I know it translates very well in terms of what happens with Coen, how he uses Bucky Irving and Rashad White. I see very similar, like, Tank Bigsby, Travis Etienne. Very similar.
You do.
Very similar styles.
Wow.
Okay. We're like... ETN's the guy you get out wide as like your pass catching back, and then your guy that you run up the middle is Bigsby. It's almost like Rashad White and Bucky Irvin played pretty similarly in that regard.
Right. So knowing what you know about Coen,
yes,
and his style, we have the 5th pick in the draft.
Yes.
If you're looking at the 5th pick in the draft, and we're going to assume that Travis Hunter is not on the board. Okay. What are you now looking for this style, either offense or defense?
Yeah. Well, offense, I'm not sure if you're going to get. Offense, I'm not sure there's anyone at 5.
Is there no really stud wide receiver?
No, I mean, like there's McMillan from Arizona, but first we have to see what happens in free agency. But in terms of who I want, I think nothing changes in terms of you're going to go defense. I don't think you're going to go offense. I think you're going to go...
You do? You think you're going to go defense?
Yeah, I think...
So you go corner?
Corner, or if Abdul Carter is there. If Abdul Carter's on the board at 5, you take him.
You take him.
And you figure it out.
Okay.
You figure out... You have a front 7 with Carter at end, Allen at linebacker... as pass rusher, Trayvon at end. I mean, you figure it out.
And then you put Armstead back in the middle.
Yeah, where it's supposed to be.
Armstead where he should be.
Right. I mean, if you get Abdul Carter, if you get that, you have your front 7 is Carter, Walker, Armstead, Allen, Miller, Lloyd, and Foye. I mean...
I don't know. On paper, that looks pretty good.
On paper, that's good.
On paper. Everything is on paper. With the Jaguars.
You got to figure out the secondary, but I mean that's up there with like the Saxonville front in terms of like on paper at least.
Right.
But, on paper that would be insane.
Yeah, and because the other thing I was concerned about pre-hiring of Coen was that no free agent was going to come here.
Yeah.
There's no way.
No
one was going to sign on because it's everybody who comes here, it ends up worse for them.
Yeah.
Nobody gets better when they come here.
No. Very few. Very few. Cohen's first objective to give Jairus Johnson 25 carries a game. Those days are done, thank God.
Those days are they needed to be done a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So is there a red flag on Coen that you know?
Yeah. So for Coen, I mean the red flag is probably like he's only stayed at places for a year. That's probably the red flag.
I don't think that is relevant when you're very good, because when you're very good, everybody wants you for higher level positions. And where's he going to go now? By the way, do we know what the deal is? Is it 4 years, 5 years?
5 years.
5 years. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Okay. And do we know? It's got to be double-digit money.
It was apparently. I mean, they said like he was getting like $4 to $5 million with Tampa. It's probably. I think they said $8 million pay raise. I think it said $8 million.
So you think this is
Coen? By the way, it's not Coen. It's Coen. It's Coen.
It's Coen.
Yeah, Coen.
It's not Coen.
No, it's not
Coen.
Yeah, Coen. Yes.
All right, so it's Coen.
Yes.
All right.
Coen. Yes.
So you think Cohen's getting 5 years, $60 million to be here?
I think so. It's not our money. It's got to the cap. It's not our money.
Hey, listen, look, they obviously they had to entice something big to get him to come.
Money plus control. You got to pick the GM.
Right.
Cujo wants to know, do you like ETN or Bigsby as the running back 1? Who do you think's better?
Oh, okay. I think, first of all, I think that's a great question. Here's the thing right now. Bigsby would be my 1.
Yep.
But neither of them have lived up to my expectations.
Not even
Bigsby has, in my opinion, more upside. I'm concerned that Etienne he may have peaked.
Yeah.
While Bigsby, I think, could be very good. Mm-hmm. So my answer is, if you told me you got to cut one of them, I'm cutting Etienne.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind getting a really nice running back too.
You know who I want around too. You know who I want.
Oh, you want Arizona State guy?
Yeah.
What's his? I forgot his name already. Scatabo.
You know I want Scatabo.
Absolutely.
You know I want him.
Absolutely. If he's he's available.
If he's there, why not?
Right.
Why not?
Right. So, yeah, Etienne unfortunately never lived up to the hype for sure. And Bigsby, if he can just hold on to the ball.
Yeah. He did a good job last year. The year before, not
Yeah.
so much, but last year he did a good job at.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice. Do you think this puts us in contention again? Kyle wants to know. Texans still the favorite, but we're in contention.
Look, here's the thing, and I know I'm probably, you might think I'm just being a Jaguars fan here, but I think that a healthy Trevor Lawrence is a really good quarterback, and I think he's just been so mishandled. But I have seen this guy play every snap. That's the one thing we can say. And with the right coaching and the right offensive scheme, Trevor Lawrence is going to light it up. I really believe that. And I think he's gotten a very bad rap and I'm not just blaming coaches. I just think that I'd like to see him with a good OC, and let's see what happens.
I mean, it took 45 minutes to target Brian Thomas, and we saw what happened with Mac Jones. We saw how bad the offense. I think Trevor was carrying the offense. I mean, we saw how bad it was with Mac Jones, and that's a former first-round pick too. We saw just how bad the play calling was.
Yeah,
and just how awful. Yeah, and Mahomes, yes, he does think Brian Thomas is a 1. He's a wide receiver 1. Brian Thomas.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, he was third in receiving yards.
I would argue. I would say this. If you were telling me right now I had to start a brand new team, and I could pick any young wide receiver, I'm taking BTJ.
Well, in terms of salary or just in general? On the
on
their current contract. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So not like Justin
if
Jefferson.
You told me I get to pick a 1.
Okay.
Right now, I'm taking him because I can pay him on a rookie salary.
Yeah.
Versus what I'm going to have to pay Jefferson, Chase, the other players. That's going to cost me a fortune.
Mm-hmm.
But Brian Thomas, that guy gets open. I mean, the level of speed and route running on him is special.
It's like every single play.
I just look and I go, if Trevor can get him healthy, guys open all the time.
Yeah. And he was third in receiving yards this year with everything.
Mac Jones.
With Mac Jones starting half the season.
Mac Jones.
And with everything.
And probably, and what do you think on this? Probably missed out on about 300 more yards because Mac Jones just overthrew him or just missed them.
Yes.
Like any legit quarterback. And I think BTJ has an extra 300 yards.
Oh, yeah.
On the season.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay. What do you know, by the way, if you've heard anything about Trevor's role in Coen and Baselli's role in Coen?
Haven't heard a lot about Baselli. I know that, according to Dilla, Trevor's camp is loving this.
Yeah, right. But was Trevor a part of this? Or was this so fast?
This was probably just so fast. It's like he's a new dad, too. His wife gave birth like 2 weeks ago.
Right. Now, I'll tell you something else that's interesting about this, and I don't know what you think. This is the first time in Jaguar history that I remember that the reason this got done was because of the fans.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very interesting because I don't believe for a second that any of this happens if the fans don't do what the fans did.
Yeah.
Like, there had been clown faces and all that stuff prior, but something snapped with the fans when Coen didn't show up for that interview. And at the same time, Johnson said, I don't even want a second interview. Yeah. And then we found out later that only his agent made him go do the interview.
Yeah.
And I think the fans lost their minds. And Shad Khan realized, I'm going to be looked upon as the most hated. I bought an NFL team, and I'm going to be the most hated person in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think the MVP in all this that no one's talking about is Mia O'Brien. I think Mia O'Brien's the MVP in all this.
How do you figure?
She asked the question. She was the one that asked the question about if a coach says no, would you fire Bulky?
Right.
She was the one that really put that thought in Khan's mind.
Right.
And made him give that answer. Without her asking that question, I'm not sure any of this happens either.
I'm not sure. Right.
Like, without the media, without her, I don't think that happens.
Right. No, look, this is first off, they need to put Cohen's agent in the prize.
Yes.
Okay. So Cohen's agent goes into the Jaguar into the Pride. But It's just been an unbelievable turn of events, like nothing I've ever seen.
Yep.
Like nothing I have ever seen before.
Yeah. I think part of the other thing too is that I think Khan knows that if he kept Bulky on, and they started losing, they kept losing with everything. 2027, they're not playing in Jacksonville. 2027, they're somewhere else. While the stadium.
Well, how do you figure? How do you make that leap?
The stadium.
Oh, right.
It's a renovation.
Right.
So, like 2025 is going to be the last year. Then 26, it's going to be half capacity. 27, it's probably going to be Orlando. 27, no one's going to those games. Right. Who's going to go? Like, who's going to go support an organization that keeps on losing?
Right.
In a city 3 hours away.
Right.
Like, I think he realized I got to do something here. And yeah, we're doing basketball tonight. Yes, we're doing Michigan Purdue in an hour. Yeah.
I also think that there is going to be a spike in season tickets like they've never seen before.
Yeah, I think so.
Because there is a level, I'm just following Twitter today, there is a level of hope that it literally went from hopeless to hope just because of Bulky being gone. It's incredible that one man being gone, but this is addition by subtraction.
Yep.
This is the concept of addition by subtraction.
Yep. We actually have a fiver from Go Pat Spushich, man. Entire NFL. Imagine not having a head coach. The Saints, we're screwed. I don't know what. The Saints and Cowboys are the two teams left. I'm assuming the Cowboys go.
What's the story with
I think they're going to go Schottenheimer. The Saints, I have no clue what they're going to do. Saints, I got nothing.
Is it a good job?
The Saints? No, you have no quarterback. You have no cap space.
Right.
They have a GM
because it's like the Raider job. The Raider job isn't a good job at all either.
At least you have a new owner. At least you have a new. Well, Brady. At least you have Brady in there.
Brady. Yeah. Do you think he matters with Davis?
I think to some extent, yeah.
Okay.
A football mind. Football mind. And you clean house. Raiders, at least they clean house.
Right. They did.
The Saints, there's no cleaning house. It's still the same GM.
Right.
Same GM. No cap space. No quarterback.
Yeah. I do like the hire of Pete Carroll to put stability.
Yep.
In that organization, they've been so unstable. So by the way, getting back to the Jags. So knowing what we know, Salah's in San Fran. So who are we looking at as a DC? If
I have not heard anything about that.
Nothing.
I've heard nothing on that.
Do you have any interest?
I don't know who's the targets are. I don't want to like hitch my wagon to something until I know who the targets are.
Right. Is there anybody good out there that got fired because of a head coach being? What about the guy from the Raiders? Is he any good?
Antonio Pierce?
No. No, the
Patrick
defensive guy, Graham.
He's not my top choice.
Okay.
Not my top choice.
But was he any good with the Raiders? I guess with the Raiders.
I mean, it wasn't great with the Raiders. Wasn't that great. But the thing with the Jaguars with the quarters, it's gonna be interesting with Coen because I think he's gonna put together a good staff. But obviously he's young. He hasn't been around for a while in terms of coaching. So I'm not sure the connections he's got. I'm not sure how many connections he necessarily has in terms of building a staff. But he should be able to find something. OC's going to be tough because OC, it's going to be tough convincing a guy, hey, come to Jacksonville, you're not going to call the plays.
Right.
Because they don't have to promote, they can block you. They can't, so teams can block you from going from a position coach to an OC if the OC is not calling the plays. So I'm not sure who we could possibly get for OC. So it's not going to be top of the choice, but it doesn't matter because Cohen's going to be calling the plays.
Right. So, yeah. I have a trivia question for you. You want a trivia question? All right,
go for it.
Here we go.
Go for it.
All right. Name the 12 quarterbacks who have both won and lost the Super Bowl.
Okay, won and lost. All right. Len Dawson.
Won and lost.
Len Dawson.
Yeah, wow. You got the trick one that most people... Okay, Len Dawson.
Does Unitas count? Because Unitas didn't start 3.
No.
Unitas does not count. Okay. Unitas doesn't count. Okay, in that case, Bob Greasy.
That's 2.
Roger Staubach.
That's 3.
Just going down the line here. Won and lost. Okay, so Super Bowl 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, just going down the line on this one. Hang on. So Staubach. You've got Joe Theismann.
That's 4.
Just going down the line. On this one. Going down the line. You've got John Elway.
That is 5.
All right. Now give me 24, 25, 26, 27, 20. No. Give me. Because we did Elway. Give me Favre.
That's 6.
Bledsoe doesn't count.
Bledsoe does not count.
Bledsoe does not count. Okay.
Nope.
Right. So give me Favre. Give me Kurt Warner.
That is 7 in order. This is impressive.
Yeah, in order. Give me Brady.
That is 8.
Yeah. Give me Big Ben.
That is 9.
Peyton Manning.
That is 10.
How many did you say?
12.
12. All right. So Peyton Manning. Give me. Just going down the line again. Going down the line. Don't miss one. Russell Wilson.
That is 11.
And then Mahomes.
Very good. Wow. That was impressive.
There we go.
All right. I'll give you one more.
All right.
One more.
Go for it.
All right. Which Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, 3 of them,
Okay.
have a last name starting with the letter F?
F. All right.
F.
Winning quarterbacks.
Winning.
Okay. Let me think. Right. Because obviously Ferragamo didn't win, but he starts with F. All right. And they had to be starting quarterbacks.
Starting quarterbacks, letter F.
Okay.
Winning.
Letter F. Okay.
Last name. Last name.
Right. Last name. Hang on. Going down the line here. Obviously, I know Brett Favre. I'm going down the line. Trying to go in order. But obviously, I know Brett Favre is one of them.
Yes.
But we got Bradshaw, Stabler, Staubach, Bradshaw, Stabler, or Plunkett, I should say Plunkett, Montana, Theismann, Plunkett again, Montana, McMahon, Sims, Williams, Montana, Hostetler, Rippon, Aikman, Young, Favre is, I think he's the first.
Favre is the first.
Favre is the first, yeah.
Favre is the first.
Elway, Warner, Dilfer, Brady, Johnson, Brady, Roethlisberger, Manning, Roethlisberger, Breeze. Then you got Rodgers, Manning, Flacco.
Flacco is 2.
7. Then you got Wilson, Brady, Manning, Brady, Foles.
And there it is. Very good.
Yep.
Favre,
Just trying to go in
Flacco,
order. Yep.
and Foles.
Yep. Had to go in order there.
That's it. That was very good.
Yep.
By the way, you would have saved yourself a lot of time if you had gone backwards.
Yeah, probably would have.
You would have saved yourself a lot of time. You would have saved yourself about 40 years if you had gone backwards.
Shut up.
So,
you know me, I gotta go in order.
Right.
You know,
all right. Well, I will let you get back to doing your stream and doing your thing.
All right.
With things. Thank you. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Enjoy, and congrats. This is a big day for us, and hopefully moving forward makes the draft a hell of a lot more exciting. Sure.
It would be nice to have no fire bulky chance of the draft, because who knows?
I'm sorry, no what?
No fire bulky chance of the draft.
Right, no fire bulk. That's right. What would we do without fire bulky?
I don't know.
No clown face, no fire bulky, not even fire the coach.
Yeah. No.
Right? Like, look, Liam Coen could go 1-15, and I don't want to fire. Like, it's like, no, build your team.
Yep.
Build your team.
Unless he pulls an Urban and just assaults his players.
Yeah, unless
unless he does, like, there's no one to fight. Like, there's no scapegoat. There's no firing.
Right.
Like, there's
just
no
don't
one.
Kick Cam Little. Just don't kick Cam Little.
Yeah. There's no one.
Okay.
There's no one. It's like a new start. It's like, okay.
Right. So, all right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Sounds
Bye, everybody.
good.
Have a good night. Bye.
All right. Hang on. Let me get the display capture off. All right. There we go. Fiery one. All right, go Pats. Which game do you want me to do? Oh, whoa. That got very loud. Which game do you want me to do for you make the call? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you a ton. Which game do you want me to do for you make the call? Do you want me to do Duke Wake Forest, Baylor, Utah, or Clemson, Vatech? We are going to be live tonight. We're going to be live tonight for the battle between... oh, yes, and he thinks Press should be fired. Yes, Press Taylor is not coming back next year. Press Taylor is terrible. He will not be back next year. I can assure you that. The stench is gone. The only coaches I could see back next year are the special teams. The special teams coaches, I don't think you get rid of them. I think that's the one part of the old regime that can stay, because special teams was great. Returning game was good. Punter was great with Cook. Obviously, Cam Little was great. The special teams, you can keep the staff. Keep the special teams staff, because that's an important part. Lost out on Pete Carroll. Yes, we did lose out on Pete Carroll. Which you're welcome, Pat. So I'll get you on the call for it. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, didn't get a chance to do it well with the weird step. Yeah, Frank for head coach? Yes, I do want Frank for head coach. Absolutely. Do her Volga, baby. Yeah, click the link above if you haven't seen today's video. It's about the 1996 MC Championship. Pierce was the only reason why Taylor stayed. No ways to come back under Coen. No chance. No chance. No chance. John doesn't know? Oh, sweet. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. Whew. Yeah, we will do OT. I'm not sure if it's going to be... It'll be probably after the UCLA game. Probably after the UCLA game we'll do it. Assuming and we should be doing that one. Saints head coach, who should be the head coach? How the Bucks promote Grizz to OC? I've heard good things about Grizz. I've heard very good things about Grizz. I know he's a name for Coen, potentially, for OC. I've heard good things about Grizz. I've heard very good things about them. The thing is that if Cohen's going to call the plays, the Bucks can block it. And there's no reason they're going to play nice with the Jaguars. If Cohen's going to call the plays, there's no reason. I mean, Grizz there's no reason to block Grizz from... Or there's all the reason to block from going to Jacksonville. If he's calling the plays. Yeah, Saints head coach. I mean... I kind of like Monken. Congrats on hire. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. The sky's the limit for the Jags. But AFC is freaking stacked with Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Jackson. It is. The top four quarterbacks in football, for my money. At least 4 of the top 5 are AFC. Thomas Brown, OC. Never see sent just my friend who lived in DC and told her I'm scared. How do you think she's feeling? I mean, for the Eagles, it's business as usual. I mean, they're in the MC Championship a lot. This is the first time the Commanders have been in like 34 years. I couldn't function. My dad will tell you, I could not function when the Jags were in the AFC Championship. I was a wreck. That week was just a mess. Waiting. I had to do stuff to take my mind off things. If I didn't do stuff to take my mind off things, I was screwed thinking about that game. I was like, you're telling me we've had no playoff success ever, and now we're 6 minutes away from the Super Bowl? Like, I couldn't think for that week. That week destroyed me. Like, I had to fly back home to New York and watch the game there instead of watching it at college. Because I was like, I need to get away. I cannot be surrounded by, be back with family. I cannot be surrounded by people. like I need stuff to take my mind off things. I need to get my mind off things. Is that 2 other race? I think so. Oh, Calvin Jones passed away? Oh, no. Way too young on that. Oh, man. How's it top 4? Because who are you taking? Look, final 2 minutes of a game, who are you taking above Mahomes? Comes down to the final 2 minutes, who are you taking? Percent chance Saints hire Joe Brady? I would say very slim. I'd say 10%. It's like this kid with the Andy Reid Eagles teams. Yeah, at least like with Andy Reid, again, they've made it like every year. They made it to the NFC Championship. I mean, look at how many times have the Eagles made it to the NFC Championship since the start of the 21st century. Made 4 straight years with 3, then made it again in 08. Then you saw what happened, made it with Sirianni against the Niners. You saw what happened this year now. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of times. Commanders fans have no experience. Commanders fans have no experience whatsoever with that. No experience. I mean, there are people that have families. There are people that have kids in middle school right now that were not alive the last time the Commanders made the AFC Championship. If there was a Chiefs fan like me, must be pretty happy then. Makes Phil Barrow was on the road on Sunday during the Rams-Eagles game, nearly a pack attack, so they lost service during the end. Oh, that sucks. I will say, one of the most underrated parts of this job, which I'm so grateful to have. One of the most underrated parts of the job is saying that. So if we have Super Bowl out, yeah, we'll see what happens there. Tubi though, it's doing it for free. Tubi's doing it for free. Tubi's doing the Super Bowl for free. So if you need streaming service for the Super Bowl, Tubi's the way to go for that one. Tubi's the way to go for Super Bowl. But the underrated part is that I can say, Mahomes be able to play a penalty? No. Nah, I mean, he does it too often where it's not luck, it's skill at that point. But the thing with, where was I going with that? First time all three McCulls were so, I mean, it's pretty close. Pretty close. I haven't heard anything from Go Pats. So you know what? Since I haven't heard anything from Go Pats, we'll put the 5 up to you guys. We'll put this 5 up to you guys. Hang on. And we'll stay on for like 15 minutes and then we'll hop off and obviously do Michigan Purdue later on. But where was I going with that? Hang on. I'm trying to figure out where I was going with that. With that thought that I had. Where the heck was I going? No, the perks of the job. Yes, perks of the job. Perks of the job is that people don't think I'm selfish for saying, like, I can't do this. I'm watching football. Football, like, it's actually my work. It's like, okay, like, I cannot do this. The game is on. It's like, really? You can't do this because of the game? Like, come on. Like, you can't miss the game for this? Or, like, can't miss for, like, this event? I'm like, I literally cannot. It's my work. It's like, okay. There's no guilt. It's like, it's my work. In theory, 2 weeks ago, my parents could have had a kid who's now 15 in high school. Both were never alive for watching make the NFC Championship. Yep. Obviously, that'd be very young, but yeah, in theory. Yeah, Eagles may not play, and then, yeah, that could be a problem. Would I be a lawyer if I didn't have the job? Probably something in the agency. Probably agent work. Probably do agent work, or maybe try and get like a SID job somewhere. SID. I don't know. I wouldn't be like in court. I would never be like the guy in court. But I'd be like behind the scenes, researching, agency, stuff like that. Would never be that. But this is like the dream job. This is the dream job. So it's been insane. Also, we have news about the Bears. They are getting a new assistant head coach. It's Antoine Randall. The Lions wide receivers coach is joining Ben Johnson's staff in Chicago as their new assistant head coach / wide receivers coach. Take me to miss a Jags game? Nothing. People have asked me that all the time. It will never happen. I would have to be dead. I would have to be dead to miss a Jaguars game. Have to be dead. It would take a lot. I'm going to close the poll here. It seems pretty decisive. $5 going to Duke Wake Forest game. Again, tomorrow we're going to do 3 games. We are doing High Point with at 2 o'clock. Yeah, the layoff, it's brutal. The layoff between divisional and conference championship is brutal. It's absolutely brutal. Wildcard and divisional is nothing. Divisional conference championship is brutal. And then I can't even imagine conference championship Super Bowl. I have no clue. Pete Carroll, I think it's a solid hire. Obviously, he's on the older side. I don't know offensively how good he's going to be. But with with that, in terms of its stability, it's not Pierce, it's not McDaniels, it's a guy that knows what he's doing. A non-NFL Jags team completely meaningless. I would do that, yes. That I would miss. That I could miss. That it wouldn't take. Like, if you're telling me, well, obviously, like, I have to be on stream. But if you're telling me, like, let's say there's an international game taking place at 4 a.m. for whatever crazy reason, and it's a 3-win Jets team against a 3-win Cardinals team, I'll sleep in for that. That's like, okay, that's not a problem. At least if the Pro Bowls win, at least we do. Jackson still might be able to breathe easier. Yes, but 2 weeks is a while. I'd be able to breathe easier for the first, 10 days. And then the weekend would come, and I'd be like, oh, crap, this is happening. I would be walking... Here's what I'd be walking into the airport, and I'll be landing in the city and seeing all the Super Bowl stuff. I'm like, oh, crap, this is happening. Like, I felt that way when I landed in Phoenix after the wild card round. Because they have the Super Bowl stuff already in Sky Harbor, because that was the year that Phoenix was hosting Super Bowl 57. I was like, oh, we might actually do this. But if I was actually there and I saw Trevor Lawrence with a Super Bowl patch photoshopped on jersey, I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I would not be able to breathe. I would not be able to breathe cleanly. I would not be able to breathe cleanly. Is Liam Coen a funny guy? I don't know. Would I faint? I probably wouldn't faint, but I would probably like fall to my knees. I'd be shaking. I would be shaking. I don't think, I think the 90 minutes in between, or the 2 hours when I like walk into the stadium and then waiting for kickoff, I don't think I would be able to, it'd be the longest 2 hours of my life. I'm confident. If I was in the Super Bowl, that'd be the longest 2 hours of my life. Would be that period from walking into the stadium to opening kickoff. Waiting for the anthem, waiting for the intros, waiting for everything. It'd be the longest 2 hours of my life. It would be, yeah. Hope KC loses division next year? Yeah, I think most people do, but I don't think it's going to happen. Hope Jags are successful on my birthday? Yeah, hopefully Jaguars Cardinals get scheduled not during Christmas. There's like 1 week I cannot have Jaguars Cardinals. Maybe 2 weeks. Maybe 2 weeks. There was like 2 weeks where just do not have Jaguars Cardinals on that day. And we're okay. We're okay. Don't think I'll be able to enjoy halftime? Depends on who the artist is. Depends on who the artist is. I probably would. Halftime I'd probably enjoy. Halftime I'd be able to enjoy. If it's a tie game, I'm not sure. If it's a tie game, I'm not sure. But tie biggest pack attacks I've had during Jaguars games. I don't know, panic attack, but AFC Championship, I had to take an inhaler in between the third and the fourth quarter. I'm like, oh, like I need to just get ready just in case. This might be bad. 27-0. The in between the 2-minute drill when it was 4th and 1, at the 2-minute warning, it was in 4th and 1, and I'm like, okay, I'm shaking. The Titans game, I was shaking. Titans game, I was just like, the wait in between the Allen fumble and the review for it. The wait in between, waiting for the call by the referee to say whether it's an incomplete pass or a fumble. That took years off my life. I would also say, what else for that? Jaguars Texans when Fairbairn was lined up for that field goal, and when it went off the crossbar. I wasn't like worried about the kick. Because again, the guy had no leg. The kicker for the Texans had no leg. I forget who it was back then. It wasn't Fairbairn. He was hurt. I think it was Amendola. It was Amendola who was the kicker. I wasn't worried about the kick going in. But then it looked like it was going to be good. And then went off the crossbar. I like collapsed. I was like, oh my God. That just happened. That just happened. And then I don't know what else would be for like panic attack for that, or like I don't know what else would be, but hard to enjoy your team in the Super Bowl. It's so nerve-wracking. For some reason I was super confident 2016 Eagles win. 04 it wasn't, but both were nerve-wracking. Well, you're right on that. You're right on that. I think it's easier once you win one. Once you win one. The A1C championship, the original. The original is the winner. The original is the winner. Oh, man. And yeah, I don't know what else, like... I don't know the other one that I would put for that. I don't know the other one. Maybe... Yeah, I don't know. How do you unblock? I think you go to your YouTube studio and go to settings. You go to YouTube studio and go to settings. Choose like a divisional? No, there wasn't really like a panic attack for that one. There wasn't really like there wasn't really anything. I think if the Jags scored a touchdown and Slowick's out, I'm upset about that. They should have kept him. No, it's the right move. It's the right move for the Texans. Yeah, Bucks are screwing with their hair out. Yeah. No, it wasn't surprised that he's out. Slowick needs to go. But Chiefs divisional, Chiefs divisional. I think if Agnew scored that touchdown, didn't fumble the ball, I'd be stressed out of my mind. But he didn't. He couldn't hold on to the ball. So, yeah, and Strasser out, yeah. But the O-line was so good. The O-line was so good this year. Why? The O-line did a great job protecting Stroud and everyone. I was like watching Super Bowl. I don't have a rooting interest. It's hard to have a good time when it has that much weight on your mental well-being. I mean, that's my whole life. That's my whole life watching the Super Bowl. Look, I haven't seen an AFC South team in a Super Bowl since 2009, so I have no reason to root against. I mean, obviously, I'll pull for certain teams. I'll pull for the. If it's Buffalo, I'm going to pull for them. If it's Washington, I'm going to pull for Washington this year. Like, I don't want KC to win. But it's not stressful. I think the only time I ever got stressed during Super Bowl was like Patriots played the Eagles, and I was hosting a party, and it was a bunch of Eagles fans. I was hosting the party, and it was a lot of Eagles fans. Like, all my best friends in college are Eagles fans. Like, okay, this better, like, please win, Eagles. Please win. Because it's like, if you don't, I don't know what the heck's going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen. Thank God they won that game. Text along was crime against football. Yeah, I enjoyed it, though. Cowboys coaching search. I mean, is Brian Schottenheimer really your best option? I mean, he's a guy that has finished in the bottom third offensively the same amount of times he's finished in the top 10. I'm not crazy about Schottenheimer. I think Schottenheimer would be a terrible hire. Schottenheimer has just climbed his way up the ladder, and I don't know why. I don't know how he keeps getting these OC jobs. Bill's comments, who would I prefer to win? I want Buffalo. I would want Buffalo. For me, it's always the team that's never won before. Always go for the team that's never won before, unless it's AFC South. Next one, 49 with Stokes for that pick at the last second. I was celebrating because I'm a Broncos fan. Nice. Yeah, I was lucky the Eagles won that game. I was very lucky the Eagles won that game. I was very lucky. It's funny, I was Super Bowl 50. I was at a party. I didn't throw the party. I was at a party. And no one in the party was Panthers fans. But I went to school in North Carolina. No one in the party was Panther fans. But I went to school in North Carolina. And the you could hear in the apartment next door, the soundproofing in this place wasn't great. The apartment next door, when Cam Newton fumbled the ball, I'll never forget the sound of a beer bottle being thrown and smashed against the wall. You could make out that sound from the apartment next door. I was like, oh, I think I know who he's rooting for. Yeah. Ravens fans root for KC, even though Buffalo was a division rival. It doesn't make, I mean, I don't get it. I mean, root for whoever you want to root for, but I couldn't root for the Chiefs. I couldn't root for the Chiefs. If it's Chiefs Bills, I couldn't root for the Chiefs. Which fumble? The Cam Newton fumble, where he didn't dive on the ball. The one at the very end. The one at the very end where he didn't dive on the ball. With like 3 minutes to go. Your family superpowers are well? Yes. Well, mine are insane. Mine are, and I'll show you a video when show you a video for GG9 News, or maybe even GG9. We'll do that. What's up, Academy? Hear the TV? Yeah, that's the weird thing too. Like the announcers, like you could be talking gibberish most of the time. I'm preoccupied. Well, commercials I hear the TV. Commercials I hear the TV, but a lot of the time, like announcer wise, it's like okay. Like pregame for me is more important than the announcers because pregame is just myself, myself, and I. A different punching bag now. Yep, seems like that. Seems like that. Remember Al Michaels lost his way? I would say they really... I think Colts-Broncos destroyed his love of football. I think Colts-Broncos... There was a sharp decline in his quality of announcing from the time before that game to the time after that game. Because he was good on Sunday Night Football. It was great Super Bowl 56. Great at the start of Thursday Night Football. And then Colts-Broncos happened. I think he realized, oh crap, what did I get myself into? The Colts-Broncos game made him lose his will to live. Any AFC South team plays the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. Who am I rooting for? Chiefs. I would have said Texans, Chiefs. I would have said, you know what? Texans would be a fun story. Like, why not? I have nothing against the Texans. And then we know what happened. So that's a hard pass at this point. That's a hard pass. Titans definitely not, and Colts definitely not. Yeah, the first game yesterday, I didn't know the swiping fakered off Brock May. I couldn't hear that one. Yeah, it looked good. That was the weird thing. It looked good, and then the wind just took it like crazy again. I think it was fake. I think the first one was fake. Second one was real, but it wasn't, like, the timing, it wasn't live. It wasn't live. Yeah, Hackett destroyed A.M. Michaels. Yes, he did. He did. Hackett destroyed his will to live. I really believe it. You know, I don't think this one will be fake, though, because this one you could, like, you're gonna, like, you have to bet on it. And, like, there has to be a winner. You can't do a predetermined outcome. So this one won't be, I don't think this one's going to be fake or not live. Ring preferences for each central matchup. Bills against everyone. Commies if it's against the Chiefs. And Eagles if it's against the Chiefs. Yeah, Glenn was not Rodgers hire. No. Yeah, Pete Carroll injured Skyler Moore was the one. Yeah, at least he got stability now in Vegas. It's a guy that knows what he's doing. It's not Pierce. It's not McDaniels. Not a young, immature guy. It's someone that knows what he's doing. He's been around the block. How many times did he get a fourth chance, though, as head coach? You don't see that often. You don't see guys getting 4 different stints as head coach. It's very, very rare. Extremely rare to get 4 different stints as a head coach. Like, I can't remember the last one to do that. Reeves didn't get 4. Reeves got 3. Yep, Jerry. Well, no, 2 vacancies. Saints are left. It's the Saints. Saints are left. All right, so here's the game plan. I'm gonna get ready for the Michigan Purdue game. You probably see I already have the bottom line in there. You can get the score bug up, which you can see right now. If you want to see what the scoreboard looks like for that game. We're going to get that up in a little bit. We'll have that theme song going. So I'll be back in 30 minutes. Carroll's going to see for situation? No, because I don't think he was in the Hall of Fame. I don't think Carroll was in the Hall of Fame to begin with. I think Carroll was not in the Hall of Fame. I think he needs this stint to make the Hall of Fame. It's like Sean Payton with the Broncos. So I don't think he's coaching himself out of the Hall of Fame. But here's the game plan again. We're going to do Michigan-Purdue in 30 minutes. Game on Fox. And then we will be live later tonight for the UCLA game. So appreciate you guys tuning in again. I couldn't go live, emergency live stream, when the news got broken last night because I was at JT. I told you it was going to happen at the Justin Timberlake concert. I knew that was going to happen. So figured let's do it now. Have some time to dissect everything and digest everything. So appreciate you guys tuning in. The JG9 News video will be up on this probably in between the Michigan-Purdue game and the UCLA game that we're doing later tonight. So appreciate you guys tuning in. JG9 signing off. I'll see you guys in 30 minutes for Michigan-Purdue for college basketball. First game of 2 for our doubleheader today. Click that link above if you haven't seen today's video about the 1996 NFC Championship and the scheduling conflict with that Packers and the Bucks. Appreciate you guys tuning in. JG9